enjoyable or productive of your life. Or if that's too much pressure, right? You can phrase it different ways. How can you make the next 3 to 6 months something you look back upon as a sacred time that you really treasure, not just survive, right? And it's kind of like, and look, I'm not, whatever, I'll use it, but I heard a Nelson Mandela story once from Tony Robbins, actually, who asked Nelson Mandela during his time in prison, how did you survive? Something along those lines. And he said, oh, I wasn't surviving, I was preparing. And I think that type of question, not how I can survive, how you can survive in a sense is sort of like extreme frugality. It's kind of like extreme frugality in the sense that if you're trying to find financial freedom through one tool, and that is extreme frugality, you have a finite ceiling to that.
Yeah, sure.
Right? Like you make, let's just call it for simplicity, $1,000, I'm making this up, $1,000 a week, and you can cut from that. You may make some Faustian bargains and cut things that materially detract from your quality of life, but nonetheless, the most that you could possibly subtract is $52,000 a year. Whereas if you're building a business, you have income generation and you're also focused on that, you have a much broader scope of options.
Sure.
And similarly, if you ask, like, how can I survive? Like, survive is a binary pass-fail.
Yeah.
And I feel like that places a ceiling on the options that are visible to you, if that makes any sense.
No, totally.
Yeah, so when I ask, like, how could I most, and I'm going to use a word here that might bother people, but if you were to ask, like, how could I most profit and benefit from the next 3 to 6 months? Like, what is this an opportunity to do that I would never otherwise do? So I've been, for instance, like getting rid of clothing that I've had for years and cleaning up the garage and doing this stuff that seems so mundane, but it would otherwise not get done.
Demons be gone.
Be gone, demons.
Be gone.
Leave this studio.
Leave this planet.